She went on X and released a statement. Okay, I'm going to put it up here so you can see when she did it. Okay. Over a year later, she released a statement. She was trying to ignore it, you know? But she kept on dealing with this stuff for a year. All right? About people calling her a slut, whore, and all this stuff. All right? There was also accusations she embezzled money from her husband's business. That, no, retard girl didn't cover. I mean, if she would have covered that, that would be at least something you can say, hey, maybe she did something wrong. But she actually wasn't really involved in the business. She occasionally designed some of the patches and gave the artwork to her husband so he can get the stuff filled. It was her husband's business. But that's pretty much the extent of her involvement in it. So they really couldn't go after her for that. I like the Froot document because her screenshot actually have content. Yeah, we're going to look at it here in a minute. But as you can see, you'll see some familiar names in it. Yeah, I'm purposely leaving one up there so y'all can see it. Remember, she's a manipulative bitch by certain people's standards. That she's not actually kind and caring. You know? Cinder supported Froot. I mean, there's others in here. But you're going to notice someone that's not in here. You notice who's not in here? Look who's not in here. Baldwell is in here. Yeah. Shot Lily wasn't in there. Yeah. Okay. Let's let me go through chat here. You know it's bad when I don't think anyone's popular did. I don't think anyone popular did until recent incidents. I don't personally care. Yeah, I mean, someone's fucking past mistakes. It's especially if they have an affair. It's not none of our fucking business. It doesn't. Let me get through this. I like Froot document because her screenshots actually have context. True. We'll go through it. So it's like pro Jared allegations all over. Yeah, kind of. Not as bad. You know, because even pro Jared admits that he kind of fucked up. You know, and I really didn't need to see pro Jared's dick on my timeline either. Something I didn't want. I don't want to see anybody's dick on my timeline. Okay, this timeline is my YouTube stuff, and I'm very careful who I follow on this one. I know, yeah, Shy Lily never come out supported Froot. I could make a bad, tasteless joke, but I'm not going to. I have enough issues right now. People dealing with the fact I dropped the C word a lot during this. Just for that one video, I'm not going to be doing it. All right. And here's the document. Yeah, I could just clicked on it, but hey, why not? Oh, all evidential screenshots were taken using Facebook archive feature. You must read from the bottom up per screenshot. By the way, I haven't read this. Because when all this shit came out, it's like... She was fucking 19. She was a young girl. I don't fucking care. Oh, okay. People are upset that people have sex. All right. They're upset because she had sex with somebody other than her husband. Oh, dear God. Don't watch soap operas because you'll throw a rock through your TV or throw your phone into the river or microwave your fucking computer. It happens. You move on eventually. Oh, yeah. So is Discord. But you have to be one of the people involved. Discord can retrieve deleted DMs. You have to get a lawyer, but you can get it done. This document includes mentions of domestic violence. Oh, okay. I'm not rearranging individual messages for sake of reading convenience. And all I will do is remove personal information. This document includes mentions of domestic violence or abuse. This message to myself a constant reminder of how strong I've become in the past half decade. So she's 29 now, by the way. Kind of. Well, half decade. So she's 24, 25. Okay. I hope by showing others what I've been able to overcome can help people who are or have been in a similar situation. I pushed this off for a very long time because it's always been extremely difficult topic for me to cover, but I've been healing for a very long time. When I was 19, I was abused by my then partner. Why are VTubers having relationships so... Because people want to fuck them. If you boil it down, that's what it is. People want to fuck them. They want to fuck the models. They don't really give a shit about the talent behind them, to be honest with you. They just want to fuck the models. You know? That's it. And they can't because someone else is fucking the talent. And it upsets them. In other words, they weren't going to fuck you to begin with, so get over it. They have a right to be happy. And if that person makes them happy, you should be happy for them. How did I end up being stuck in an abusive relationship? Okay, I need to get my glasses on. 1 second. They're right here. I take them off because the headphone makes my ears hurt. Abusers don't start out the door with their behavior. They pretend to care about you and act like a good person so you don't leave. They start feeding you their abuse bit by bit until you're completely destroyed and unable to leave, locked in and nowhere else to go. This is true. They use emotional blackmail and manipulate you to eventually fully depend on them and make you believe you can't or be anything without them. This is also true. I'm speaking from experience, by the way. They make you feel incapable of being a functional human, and you will believe them. Okay, this is not physical abuse she's talking about. This is mental abuse, emotional manipulation, that kind of stuff. She would, unless she comes out later saying she got hit. This is mostly mental abuse. Once you're in this stage, the entire relationship becomes complete control of every aspect of your life, who you talk to, who your friends are, what you wear, how you look, how you talk, your opinions, interests, and beliefs. Everything. He would constantly degrade me, insult me, lie to me. I tried to leave him on numerous occasions, but he kept threatening to commit suicide and blame it on me. He emotionally blackmailed me, manipulated me, isolated me from my family, forced me to develop dependence on him. I didn't eat, didn't wash, wore the same set of pajamas for weeks. I didn't move out of my bed. I lived around trash because he caused me to become depressed. I wanted to preface that I'm doing much better now. Those what she says there. Okay, there abuse. There's physical abuse and there's mental abuse. Both have different flags. Okay, physical abuse, they do things to cover up the bruises, all that stuff, but they keep things clean, keep things organized because they don't want to get hit. All right, this is for men and women, by the way. This is not strictly a female problem. Men also go through this. Yeah, believe it or not, men can be physically abused. All right, because you're raised not to hit women. So women can hit you and get away with it. Because if you call a cop, they're going to believe the woman over you. But emotional abuse or mental abuse, both men and women go through that. I mean, men, your pride gets hurt. You feel like a failure, all that. Women can do that to you. They dehumanize you to the point where you depend on the woman to do everything, to tell you that you're a good person, all that stuff. And you stop fucking caring about everything. That's the same thing with female. You stop fucking caring about everything. If you're constantly being told you're worthless, then why should I clean house? I don't do a fucking good job according to you. Why should I even try? So that's the reason why emotional abuse people, their living situation is kind of trashy. There's a lot of trash all over the place. The place ain't clean because they don't think they're doing a good job because they're constantly being told they're not doing a good job. So why even fucking do it? That's just the way it is. Okay, there's, like I said, there's different flags to say, hey, what abuse is happening. All right. I was on my way to America to see him. I had to stay overnight in the airport in Switzerland. During my stay there, I was unfortunately sexually assaulted by a stranger. It was 1 a.m. I had been traveling all day. I had no choice but to choose a bench to sleep on at the airport. I was already uneasy, but the fact I saw many other people sleeping there made me feel a little bit safer. While I was asleep, I woke up with a stranger sexually assaulting me. When this happened, the only person I talked to was my ex because, as you know, at the time, I had nobody to go to other than him since he isolated me away from my family. His response was not what I expected from someone in his position. I was 19 at the time. I just thought this is how hard life is and that I have to suck it up and deal with it, which is what he taught me and is why I thought nothing of his response. Okay, so you gotta read from I'm scared. I fell asleep on a soft couch. It was quiet in the airport. Woke up, got with a guy sexually touching me. He started to follow me around, so I ran straight for the women's toilet, which is where I am now. I could have been raped. What do I do? It's 3:40. My train is at 12. I'm stuck at this airport. I don't want to see that guy ever again. Okay. My phone is at 17%. I can't find a Switch universal plug. I reported to the police and they identified the man. I'm buying a plug. My phone's going to die. They caught him. Also, my cable might not even work, which means I might not get in touch with you until I actually see you. I hope I can get my cable to charge my phone. See you later, blank. My phone's going to turn off now. Sad face. Oh, fuck. I bought a charger. It works so well. I know people take bad news in different ways. In some cases, sad face is not awful, but usually he's vocal about his feelings. That's good. How are you doing? I've been better, but I'm glad things were resolved. I feel violated, and now Sweden will forever remind me of of the unfortunate. I'm just relaxing now. The police were really kind to me. I have no fucking clue what that face means. Were you in a public area, babe? Yeah. There was even guy fast asleep, totally oblivious. I went to lie down to sleep on a couch. The airport was quiet, almost dead, full of people sleeping on benches and such. All right. But he decided to follow me. I guess that's a scare face. All this happened between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. I remember to keep all the details for the police. I don't know. I expect, at least me in 2023 would have expected more. I think this is like a 90-page document, guys, by the way. The biggest reason why him reacting this way is an issue because later on he will use this as an example of how much he's done for me. In future arguments, he would say that he supported me when I went through this and to get a leg up on me, and use it as an example how you went the extra mile for me, and I didn't reciprocate regarding unrelated things in his eye. All right. Okay. Person who booked the plane, take the last minute with no planning whatsoever because I fucked up and you refused to leave the airport. Me. Who got molested at said airport because of unplanned tickets. I got you. You. But who was instantly there to give you some sort of help and advice at that moment's notice? That's right, me. I can keep going on, but when I reverse the list to see what you've done for me, when you've been there for me, you know, to do your basic responsibility as a wife. You stopped me from killing myself when I was divorcing. You left your family just for me because of disagreements. You flew to America before I deployed. Those are notable things I remember. Now currently I'm back wanting to kill myself because you're not there for me. You won't be there when I need you on a moment's notice because apparently the internet is the ultimate barrier for you when it's never been one for me. Back to wanting to divorce myself from you. Okay, he sounds like a fucked up individual, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's trying to manipulate her, but he flexing about doing not even the bare minimum. We got molested you, who was instantly there to give you support. Yeah, he just sent a bunch of fucking emojis, basically. Not very much talking there. Just sad faces and blaming me for getting sexually assaulted by a stranger. Yeah. Made me choose between unconsented sex or getting cheated on. My ex was adamant on trying to form a sexual activity. I constantly said no. Even when he made jokes about it, I was still serious in saying no. He didn't respect my decision. When I went offline, after telling him no a number of times, he expressed my disappointment with his statement. He still painted me as the one wrong for not being comfortable with him, pushing past my boundaries. The next day, I woke up with him massaging, implying he wanted to commit. The next day, I woke up with his messages implying he wanted to commit suicide over me exercising my anonymity over my body. Okay, all right. I don't want to try it. You're going to try it. Fight me. Fight me. No, I'm not. I will fight you. Yes, you are. Also, he was joking about not knowing full well I've said no in the past. About what? I know it's a sexual act. No, I'm just cute. Oh yeah, oh yeah, so lucky. I ended up with a woman who wouldn't try something everyone else tries. I never fucked a woman's. Okay. Oh, now you're guilt trip. Now you're trying to guilt trip me. That's not fair. Yes, absolutely. I don't want to. Then escalates 30 minutes later after I didn't take the joke. Okay. Yeah, you're quite obviously wanting to leave me over saying no to blank. We kind of know what that sex act is now. And yet you're trying to turn this around. Before you were up for trying, now you're just flat out saying no. I've always said no, but you don't listen. It's a letdown. This conversation with you is a letdown. Good. I'm glad I let you down because now I know where we stand and how far you go for me versus how far I would go for you. Blank is going somewhere for you, so I'm not allowed to say I am uncomfortable to do. You don't have to. God forbid you ever try to blank me without my consent. But I know I wouldn't die without trying at least. Further trying to make me feel bad for saying no. Jeez. So you're going to fuck someone else then? Maybe at some point. So what are you trying to say? Maybe it'll be after you die. Fuck. But it's going to happen. Then you're going to drag this out for as long as possible till you decide to leave me. I don't see a point of a relationship that doesn't try things they're uncomfortable with. If it ain't this, it's going to be something else one day. Maybe after you die. What does that even mean? And him to imply me saying no to this one thing is the same as me saying no to everything else. I forgot you were going to check out of that too. Because you love not experiencing anything for yourself. Does that make any fucking sense? Being scared is no joke. It isn't, but at some point you need to have courage. When I'm ready on my terms, if you're not going to die, what are you scared of? On your terms, nothing will happen. Oh, fuck. This dude needs therapist. Yeah. At some points. I wasn't aware you were such a baby. I was wondering how we managed to have sex. It's not fair, considering how scared you were of nature. Considering how scared you were of nature. What the fuck does that mean? You're right, isn't it? Society says we're forced to stick with one woman, yet she won't support me. And dude, come on. I would give you shit, but that's about it. Right. You wouldn't say no, yeah. We're not equals like that. Assume we were. I would put my money where my mouth is. But make me feel like I'm being forced to do something I'm completely uncomfortable with and stressing out about for the sake of this relationship, that's okay to you? Wow. Someone invented a time machine so I can punch this guy. We're not equal, I assume we were, but never once saw me as an equal. If I wasn't equal to you, then you would respect my boundaries. When I say no, it means no. You're fucked up. Telling me you leave me because you can't provide me something I want. It kind of sounds like he's fucking 5 asking for a toy out of a Christmas catalog. I want that. No, why? Because I said so. I really want that. I'm gonna run away from home if I don't get the next fucking whatever toy. That's fucked. Oh, you telling me you're going to cheat on me unless I do it? That's fucked. That's exactly what you did to me. That's exactly what you just did to me. Quit pinning this around. You look like an absolute dickhole, and you do it too. Ay, vey. You know what scares me? Being poor. I don't mind being 2,000 in the hole because you wouldn't do it for me. Oh, easy for you. Call it peer pressure. Call it what you want, but you can't provide. Now we're using fucking money. Previously, I said the reason for me saying no, not that gay one, was because I was scared. Now he brings back to the topic and uses it to make his own point. What he's scared of compare himself to me, to make things he's scared of seem worse than what I'm scared of. This is how an abuser invalidates your views and guilts you into doing something you're not comfortable with. I have a friend that would have asked this boy. I have a friend that would have asked this boyfriend if he would let her do it to him first before she lets him do it. And that's what some women do. And when a guy says yes, they still say no. So they don't want to do it to him either. Trust me, it's not a pleasant experience. I should know. It just happened to me 2 weeks ago. Yes. Okay. For those who don't understand what's going on and what she's talking about, the guy wants to have anal sex. She's saying no, she's not comfortable with it. No. And he's trying to guilt her into it. He's trying to manipulate her into it. Now listen. I'll be honest, all guys are curious about it. They are. Okay? I mean, part of our brain, hey, there's a hole, I want to plug it. That's kind of what it is. There's a hole that my dick hasn't been in yet. I want to try it. If we're guys, let's be honest, that's kind of how we're thinking. All right? But there's a way to go about it. All right? You can know what are you comfortable with, that kind of situation, how to progress this in a loving sexual manner. All right, if she gets comfortable with just one certain act with it, then that's fine, you know. Okay, you know, if she's touching your dick, you should just be happy with that in a lot of cases. But you know, what he's doing is what I call it abusive. I would call it insensitive. Which the way he's doing it is, it's really mental abuse, trying to make her feel inadequate in bed type of situation. That's what he's doing when he's saying, I'll cheat, I'm going to cheat. Dude, you're so fucking curious about it. She'll probably give you the goddamn money for you to go fuck someone in the ass, so you'll just shut the fuck up about it. Yeah, you have to test the waters, you know? I mean, if she's not willing to do it, no, that's, at the end of the day, you go, what are you comfortable with? I mean, I always believe, and I do think this is true. Sorry for blowing the mic. I got ash on it. Yes, I am smoking. This is what I believe. When you're in a relationship, you need to discuss in the early part of the relationship, I'm not talking like on the first date or second, not even after not even the third or fourth time you have sex, but there has to be this conversation, a sexual talk. What are you comfortable with, and what you like to do, what is your, basically what your fucking fantasies are. Okay. So that way you kind of know what your partner is looking for sexually. If they bring up anal, you gotta say, sorry, I'm not interested in that. That's never going to fucking happen. Just want to let you know. If that's a deal breaker for you, sorry, it's not fucking going to happen. It was fun while it lasted. It's important to have that conversation. Because then, if they say, I'm never going to touch you, I want to have sex maybe once or twice a year. If that's not going to work for you, don't stay in the fucking relationship. Okay? All right. Yeah, you need to know. It's one of those conversations. It's like having a kid conversation. Do you want to have children? Yes or no? Because if that other person wants to have shit kids and you don't, it's not going to work. It isn't. All right? Because one way or another, a child's going to happen if someone wants to have a child bad enough. Both male and female. Okay, you hear women all the time, women that don't want to have a child and everything, and a guy puts a hole in a condom and they get pregnant. Okay, now they're stuck with a kid that they didn't want, and it's not healthy it's not good for the child. That's why these conversations early in the relationship, when you're starting to get really comfortable with each other, you need to sit down and have these conversations. That way, you won't have this. Okay, if it was right at the outset, and if it was a deal breaker for him, well, end the relationship and you find someone who's fine with it. And the way he's acting, he probably could find someone named Butch that will help him with it. Yes, you're being selfish. Obviously texting on his phone. So you're now throwing everything in here that's completely irrelevant because you won't give up and leave me alone. I'm not talking to you. I'm closing Facebook and getting on with my work. Go to bed. You upset me. He went from pressuring me into doing something I said no to multiple times, threatened to sleep with another woman if I don't agree to it, to I can prove what you can do. I can prove what you can do. It seems to him having autonomy over my own flesh and body is anonymity. I'm sorry. Over my own body is selfish. Okay. You disappoint me too. I kept an eye out for changes in my behavior then. I won't go the extra mile for you if you won't for me. I rescind my statement of love too. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. I don't mean to laugh. It's just like, how fucking over the top are you gonna go? Someone who loves won't deprive you of something. Oh, fuck me. That at least you have to work around, but you won't even do that. That's selfish. This art started a joke, but I never imagined you actually say no. That's what's most upsetting about it. Blind. Okay. Yeah, that's not happening. If it ain't missionary, it ain't authorized by the Army regulations. I'm letting my fear control me now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've never met you. I always said no. You never listened. Husband. Oh yeah, we'll get to it. I heard about it. At least he did the right thing. He took it down. He's Froot forcing the nervous say the villain by cheating. You know how into women you can't help but find him because but I got an article. Uh, you can find an article with quotes with what he said. I watched that video, one of the few I did it. It was so unresearched, it was probably made half drunk. I wouldn't say that, Brandon. Okay. I may well be dead. What's a pointless existence to be living with you if you're afraid to go out? Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Would you rather see me dead or fucking another one before you do anything for me? Ever since this morning, you were ultimately wanting to leave me to prove how serious you are, and I've been contemplating suicide again. Jesus. This guy. I wonder if he's actually gay. Because at the end of the day, no matter how normal my life appears to be, it will always come crashing and burning around me. Nothing so if I don't stick around, I won't be on this earth. But the decision done with living, jeez, I'm suffering. My heart doesn't. The suffering of my I'll put up with it and cry in public or go quiet. Just because you can't fuck someone in the ass, dude. Oh, come on, man. At this point, she probably just won't fuck you. He starts to bring up suicide, threatening to commit suicide. It's a common abuse tactic that abusers will do to make you say or do something for them. It can be a form of emotional blackmail. Oh, it is emotional blackmail, Froot. I hate to tell you, that's what it is. Every time I attempt to get out of his abuse, he would threaten to harm himself to force me to stay. Oh, jeez. He's still confronting me about it. Okay, this guy sounds like he has a V card. How did this guy pass the mental health check? You know, the military is looking for a certain type of individual. Okay. Not saying they're looking for a psychotic individual. They're looking for individuals that have a personality that is driven, will do whatever it takes to get what they want, and be willing to follow orders and be able to give orders. That's what you're kind of seeing here is the military mentality, but the military mentality don't work in marriages that often, you know. No, because if you marry another military woman and you try this shit, she'll kick your ass. I told you no once. Now you're bleeding all over the carpet. Get up and get the fuck over there, and shut up about it. No, it doesn't. But if you're not going to do anything, why you're still worried? Either way, nothing's going to change. The only difference now, I'm aware where I stand in this relationship, at the very bottom. It sounds like he wants to get pegged. I'm aware that you won't go the extra mile for me. Fuck off. Jesus Christ. I'm aware you're as basic of a woman as it gets. Just be happy that she's willing to fuck you, dude. Jesus Christ. This is him confronted about the next day. If you're fine giving me the bare minimum in this relation, just know that you don't deserve anything extra I've done for you in the past. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll leave it at that because I've already had the same discussion in the past. This is over a single sex act. It's rather petty. It goes beyond... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm not saying first like this. Okay, if you're a woman who's willing, if you're with a woman who's willing to have sex with you more than twice a week, willing to touch your penis, and using the blood term, willingly give you a blowjob, the anal thing ain't a big fucking deal. Hey, you want to do anal? No. Okay, I'm good. We have sex more than once a week. You like touching my penis, and you like sucking my dick. I'm happy. No, I'm sure. Are we sure they actually did bang? I don't know. The way he's making out, he doesn't even know what hole to insert it in. So, oh wow. Goes beyond that. I was prepared to give up my family for you last year, because this could be anything. Yeah, if you choose them over me, I would say the same. Jesus Christ. My not autonomy over my own body. Now I don't deserve anything extra. But I had the same discussion. Now he's referring to his. I already had the same discussion before. Here's he referring to his ex-wife. This guy was apparently married before, and he tried it with her, and it turned out to be a big problem. Don't forget, I'll still leave you if you choose not to have kids. Oh, Jesus Christ. We didn't even have the kids discussion. Now you're trying to force her to have kids. If we're not that's why you have these talks before you get into a position of marriage. And because these talks, when you have these talks, whether the sexual talk and the kids talk, now you are in a serious relationship. You have the basic boundaries is established. All right. If I can't provide you with my present over summer because I can't afford, then I'll borrow money from a bank. Well, if I can't provide you with my presents over the summer because I can't afford to, then I'll borrow money from a bank. If you don't want to give up, then I'll try it with someone else. That's how it works. Or you just put yourself in a position where you're open-minded. I only get one woman in a world. Well, apparently not, because you got divorced and you married her. No means no. I also like to mention having children get married are the biggest way an abuser will manipulate their partner into not being able to escape, along isolating them from their friends and family, so the victim has nobody else to turn to and can't run away. At the time, he threatened to cheat on me if I don't consent to what he wanted to do. Man. 90 pages. Oh no. Hey, Kleiners, how you doing? Yeah, we're going over the Froot stuff. So far, it's pretty much been, what do you say, guys? About 25 pages with her ex-husband being upset because she won't perform a certain sex act that has to deal with the butt. So, yeah. Larry, what's the point to commit to you? You just invite me to cheat on you? Jesus Christ. Because of that alone, statistics says I'm 50% more likely to divorce my next... God. Oh, man, these sound so fucking pathetic, man. Wow. I'll fuck women. I'll fuck women to be. You shouldn't have got married. Really, you shouldn't have got married then. It's been 25 pages of this guy trying to press her Froot into having anal sex with her. This is her ex-husband, the one that abused her. And so far, it's been basically 25 pages of that. Nano, Shadowly, Bow, Spite, Silver. This is how you provide screenshots, not look like an ass. Yeah. This is how I provide screenshot by talking about the ass, but by not looking like an ass. Okay. You have to, yeah, yeah. You need to have the sexual boundary talk and the children talk before you move in together. Before you live together, you have to have all this stuff taken care of before you begin to a serious relationship. I can't be with you if you fuck another woman, since you don't want to make Jesus Christ. Oh, this guy is so fucking cringe. I can't believe I actually used to say the word cringe, but in this context it is. He's just fucking cringe. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's still going on? I can't be with a man who fucks another one, no matter how depressed I am. And for this really, you either deserve my dick or you don't. Fuck. I hate to tell you, guy. Now, thanks to what's her face, we know what Froot looks like. She won't have a problem getting another man at all. I hate to tell you that. Oh, just ask your best friend. Fuck. Jesus Christ. So my dyslexia causes me to have working memory loss. It can sometimes affect my life, but it's nothing too serious. I struggle to remember a date unless I write it down or other people remind me. Working memory is the capacity to store information in the individual's temporary memory in order to perform a task. Tell me about it. I constantly forget to take my fucking medicine. I'll go for like 3 or 4 weeks, like regularly. Boom, boom, boom. Then something upsets my schedule, and I forget all the fucking time, which reminds me, I gotta take my medicine. This poses a problem in my relationship with my ex-abuser. This was before I got an official diagnosis for dyslexia, and because I have no real proof of being dyslexic at the time, he would gaslight me into thinking I was just stupid and lazy. Dyslexia does not affect your intelligence. Okay, I'll be right back. Too much soda, plus I do have to take my medicine. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. Let me take my pills. Hey, elevator. Awesome.
best part of the day.
Okay. I'll leave the headphones off for a little bit. But of course, drama channels wouldn't talk about that guy and just tunnel the version, the vision that Froot cheated part because of views. A lot of drama channels do not make the effort to read documents and comprehend it. Most of the time, I would say about 90% of the time, drama channels will just skim it. You know, oh yeah, it seems like what everybody's saying. They don't really form opinions. And no, we're not going there. We're not going to deal with fucking horses anymore. But yeah, which is which is it's one of the reasons why I want to talk about drama channels. Have like a whole show about it, whole stream about drama channels. But it's but it would be like a 30-minute type subject, so we may talk about it here, but depending on time, but we'll see. He will use words like slow, stupid, retard, dumb. Just it's not a big fucking deal if you type it out. He claimed that I was just trying to find excuses and crutches for forgetting to do something for him. All the while I was across the ocean studying for my degree in university. This grown-ass man, he can do shit for himself. He refused to believe me, so I went out, saw a psychologist, and got an official diagnosis. After they came back with proof, this time he was upset about how life isn't fair for him and how he couldn't just have a normal functioning part. Dude, you were talking about fucking her in the ass for a while. You don't want to ask for a normal functioning partner, dude. Jeez. This still didn't stop him from gaslighting me thinking I'm stupid. It was just after I decided to prove to him by going out and getting an official diagnosis by a psychologist, and I went because I was tired of being belittled and insulted about it. Okay. That you now have an excuse. You haven't read upon it enough to know how it affects the brain. For everything. It affects my memory and speech, how you answer questions. Yeah, I'm sure you're magically retarded to suit your needs. Fuck. Oi! What a coincidence. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Using a disability as a fucking A. Wait a minute. Boy, I'm not using this for everything. Eventually, I want a wife who's competent, and if she struggles, at least she has the ability to admit she needs help. She did. She went and got a diagnosis, you dumb fuck. Not blaming it on... Wow. Now I don't know because you're dyslexic, you should cease from your phone. Wow. Oh, geez. Yeah, I'm not reading all this out loud because I'm trying to move it along a little bit. But I'm leaving it up here for you all to read it. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. On one hand, I don't like being lonely. On the other hand, we decide to commit our futures to each other. And it seems like you're unable to. Wow. He's got a maturity level of a 13-year-old. I'm not getting my way. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, it's just, she got diagnosed with dyslexia and has memory issues, and this guy acts like, whatever, dude. You still haven't let me fuck you in the ass, and you can't clean the fucking house. Wow. Just do what I tell you to do. Jesus Christ. I spent the whole day watching an anime called Citrus when it was released. It was just an innocent rom-com about two gay girls. I wanted to talk to my ex about it because I enjoyed the show. He had a complete homophobic tantrum about his disdain for me watching anything related to the LGBTQ plus. I've always been a fan of Yuri genre in anime. I've drawn both. I've attracted women, attracted men in my art previously. This has never been an issue prior with my ex, so I was shocked to see his reaction. Jesus. I gotta say this. It may be in poor taste and everything. Okay. There's a game called Mass Effect. I'm sure you're all aware. Mass Effect 1. If you play as female Shepard, and you romance Lord, what's the blue girl, and Caden. At one point, they both come up, and Caden says you need to pick one. And then one of the options, why can't I have you both? And Caden's like disgusted by it. I'm like, dude, you're gonna die now. Because no guy would ever do that. I can have both of you? Woohoo! Are we sure she didn't leave him leave him and then claim she cheated? That's no. We're gonna move down here because this guy has he's stuck on asses and he's not seeing like an opportunity available to, hey, since you like the anime, can we invite someone else? Do you have a very good friend that she's willing to join us? Not saying that's a good thing, but no, it would have been interesting if he would have said that. You can't have a menage a trois? A threesome? Yeah, no, just, oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe she will let you have anal sex if you just like appreciate some of the things she likes and not make it a big homophobic conversation. Just saying. Wow. Suddenly bringing up the fact I developed depression while with him and wasn't eating or sleeping. I was perfectly fine mentally before I met him. And compare himself to me saying he successful at his current age. At this time, I was 20 and he was 22. Wouldn't have guessed. Just saying. Him talking like this screams he's in a closet. Yeah. Jeez. I won't treat you like the rest. You're not willing to get up there with me. You're not willing to have standards. Then go get lost in the swamp with the rest of the good for nothings. Everyone will call me selfish. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? I've been saying what the fuck about him for a while. Wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. I promise not to mention anything that you consider degenerate that can threaten your career. Meaning gay shit. This video call ended. You're not a piece of shit. I can't breathe. Maybe I'll be better at relationship when I get out of this. Maybe you'll be better in relationship when you get out of this relationship. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ. This screenshot's 2 hours later, after I just been dealing with verbal abuse for watching a Yuri anime. I was at my breaking point. If I told him I disagree with him, he would abuse me. If I don't have the same views as him, he would abuse me. If I didn't give up and let him win because he saw me as competition, he would continue abusing me the next day. None of his abuse was working, and I still didn't give in. He later called me for 115 minutes. When he called me, he would victimize himself and act like his life was worse to make me feel sorry for him. He would constantly call himself names and put himself down to me. Just agree with him. If he says he's a piece of shit, just say, yeah, you are. Me saying you're not a piece of shit is a response for him to him telling me something like, you probably think I'm a piece of shit because he often twisted my words to make me look like the bad guy. Look like the fucking bad guy. Go ahead. That's how you break control. What happened with me is my wife used to emotionally and mentally abuse me until one day she says, get out. And I say, happily, I'll leave. Just let me find an apartment and I'll get the fuck out. And trust me, it's not gonna take me long. And I got the fuck out. Then I was, what she said, I abandoned the children. And I said, no, I just got rid of 115 pounds of dead weight around my neck. I feel a lot better. And the kids weigh over 115 pounds. I hate to tell you that. Usually when I found myself not able to breathe because I'm reacting to him about vocally contemplate. You know, here's my philosophy, and someone constantly tells me they want to kill himself. And I've said it to people in this house that used to live here. If you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, shut up. If you don't know how to do it, I'll show you. The right way. And they just look shocked at me. It's because I'm fucking sick of hearing it. If you're going to do it, do it. I won't stop you. Go ahead. And that just was like a bucket of cold water in someone's face. It's not that you don't care. It's like, I'm tired of hearing you say it. So if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not, then shut up. And if they try, you can call the cops and they have them held for 24 hours for observation. Usually when I found myself in that with running theme with every session of abuse he had with me was him ending an argument with threatening suicide and to emotionally manipulate me. He would be a raging homophobe, and because I didn't agree with it, he would use this tactic to brainwash me. He said engaging with the LGBTQ threatened his career in the U.S. Army. Eventually, after 2 hours of emotional abuse, manipulation, I gave in. This is how he eventually managed to skewer all my opinions and views into becoming a carbon copy of his. I wanted to avoid abuse any way I could. This happened every time I wanted to talk about my interests that he didn't align with his. Jeez, I kind of hope we were done with this. We're about halfway through this document. Okay, let me check this out. I'm talking, him talking like this screams like he's in the class. Yeah. Someone made a picture of the loser pink horse with the girl caption, "Never glue yourself." Hey, Clanker, you know you're beating the dead horse into the ground, don't you? That just made someone mad. In January 2018, when I was fully developed depression by being in this relationship, I was slowly falling into a hole by my ex as I started drinking alcohol to feel better. I'm still in the hole, nothing's changed. Just start of the year, we'll discuss this. You tell yourself that if it makes you feel better, it won't change how I feel. All it shows that being married means to end your sex life eventually. Fuck. Everyone says it now, experience. It's a lot easier before you decide to be. Oh, Jesus. Why don't you try being helpful? And you already know I consider my sex life just as important as my love life. If one was away, I can't say I fully love you. I know. Jesus. The marriage. The whole thing wasn't a real marriage. There was no wedding, no ceremony, no dress, no vows. I was alone, being stripped away from my family, stripped away of my hobbies, my interests, my opinions, my confidence, my self-esteem. I had nothing left but him because he made sure that. He made me choose between him and my family and made me scared to think for myself. I had no one. I traveled alone for the first time to America at the age of 19 and was at his home when I had nowhere to go, no way of getting myself home when he asked me to marry him. Didn't want to, but I also didn't want to know what was going on if I said no. So I pressured myself into saying yes on the spot. My family hated me. I hated me. He made me believe I was incapable of living without him. He molded me into his pocket housewife. I never wanted any of this. I've only been dating him for less than a year at that point. I didn't want to have to deal with whatever happened if I refused, so I signed the paper. I'm no longer a human being anymore. I was my abuser's property. He had full control of me now. Now I knew I couldn't leave, even when I live in another country, because now I'm legally binding to this man, and his abuse with me worsened. I was stuck. I feel a massive amount of shame and embarrassment over myself. Embarrassment of myself over this. This is the biggest regret I forced myself to repress over the years. I don't consider it a chapter of my life, but a nightmare that lasted for too long. Now, I don't consider myself ever being married, but instead I view it as a traumatic event. At the time this happened, I still never view as a marriage. I only referred to him as my boyfriend, never referred to someone as my husband because it wasn't what I wanted. He used me. In the U.S. Army, you're required to live in a barracks on base. If you're married and have a, quote, family, you can move out of the barracks off base and then have your own house. He used me so you can live in a house acquired by marriage, by marrying the house he acquired by marrying his ex-wife. The guy was 22 now and had an ex-wife. Jesus fucking Christ. I didn't live with him. Everything in that house was his. He lived by himself in a comfortable life in the house alone. He exploited me for personal gain. I was never in the picture, just a checkbox on the list. During this time, it was supposed to be an overseas vacation to go see. He turned me into a housewife, demanding me to make his lunch every single day the exact way he wanted it, making his do his chores in a house I don't live in. If I messed up even a little bit, he would shout at me, insult me, until leaving me alone to deal with what he'd given me, taking out all his frustrations at work on me. I wasn't allowed to have friends when I was living in my student house with 6 other uni students. They like to throw house parties in our house. After all, it was a very large house, 7 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. The party was just your average universally young people party, but everyone who attended was a nerd or a weeb from the anime club. I wanted to join in and drink in my own house with my friends, but my ex disapproved of this. These parties happened 3 or 4 times a year, so barely ever. I remember retreating to my room during every party because my ex was blowing up my phone, insulting me for hanging out with my own friends in my own house. I remember breaking down with my friends because of the emotional blackmail he used on me to get me to leave every social situation. Actually, yesterday I found out my 3 favorite horses are the only ones still alive. We have to get you to Horses Anonymous, clankers. So he basically kidnapped her. I don't know if I would say kidnapped. Trapped, yes, I would say trapped. She was very young at the time when this happened. I mean, she was 19 years old. You don't have, believe it or not, you don't really understand how the world works until you're about 23, 24. Because then you should have some life experience out in the real world, away from your parents and all that stuff. If you don't, you're emotionally stunting yourself. Okay, you become afraid to go out on your own, but you're afraid to be independent. Okay, you need to strive to be independent. You should want to be able, hey, I can pay my bills, I can pay my rent, I can buy my food, all that stuff that means to be independent. So at 19, you're starting that journey, and she got herself into a situation where someone was stunting her growth and twisting her viewpoints of the world by insisting on things that she wasn't comfortable with. She was experiencing emotional manipulation, or you can say emotional abuse and mental abuse if you prefer those terms, and wasn't given the chance to grow as her own person, have her own world view. Now, I'm not saying her worldview would be a right one, but at least it would be hers and not belonging to somebody else. That's when you get married at a young age, that's the mistake a lot of people. That's what typically happens in that kind of relationship. One personality becomes a stronger personality and tries to override their partner's personality because it isn't what they want. So you have to, it takes a certain amount of personal strength to say, I'm not happy. I don't want this no more. I'm done. Okay? Oh, you're supposed to. I'm saying at 24, you should have an idea of how the world works. No, I gotta pay my rent or else I don't have a roof over my head. I mean, basic things about understanding how the world. You continue as you get older. You continue to learn. I learn new shit about the world every day. Okay, I'm 57. And I'm learning about VTubers and all this stuff. You constantly want to learn something new. You constantly want to keep your mind active. Experiencing new things will help you to, lack of a way to put it, be young. Okay, because you don't lose that sense of wonder. So Relationship just begun. I'm still living with my parents while studying at university. My mom was in control of my bank account at the time. He insisted on a joint bank account. This was an early sign of abuse because it was the first time he attempted to gain control over me. I wanted to run it by my mom first. As I declined, he took his frustration out on me. I don't know if I would call that abusive and control. It can be a joint bank account, but most married people do have joint bank accounts. It's a sign of trust, you know. I'm giving you access to the money I make. But if he controls the checkbook and won't allow you to have access to the money, then yeah, that's a sign of control. Okay, we'll find out. I'm paranoid. I already told you it takes two to tango. If you're not with me on finances, romance, worth ethic, cleanliness, then you're not. And that could be any of those. Clear finances will sink this relationship faster than the Titanic. From the moment you decide you won't help, you don't want my help. From the moment you decide you don't want my help. What the fuck does that mean? I knew we were fucked. I've decided I don't want your help at all. Well, good for you, Froot. That's the way to be. Yeah, you basically have. You're jumping to conclusions, but telling me I'm not worth your time right now. It's not worth enough to give you help. Why do you fail to understand? I want to try to sort it out with a person who's currently in control of my bank account, then take action via what you suggest I should do. Since when did I tell you you're not worth my time? You're jumping to conclusions again. The moment you said you want to take bank account slow? Fucking really? Not my bank account. Jeez, this is the dumbest shit I ever heard. Ours. Dude, if she wants to have her own fucking bank account, so be it. It's not worth getting in a fight about. If you hey, you want to have a bank account? I want to talk to my mom first because she has control of my bank account. It sounds like a good idea because I don't want to cause problems with my in-laws. What a dumbass. Okay. Mom said never go to. Like I said, you can see it one of two ways. If you're in a relationship long enough, you can trust the other person. I don't see anything wrong with it. But if you want to have your own bank account and you want to have two separate bank accounts, that's fine. It's not a relationship killer, really. As long as you agree to help each other, I don't see a problem with that. I think my mom said that she was 60. Nowadays, people don't do joint. Well, like I said, as long as you agree to help each other out. If you're if you're a little short on some money in your account and you got bills to pay, honey, can I get like $200? I gotta pay these bills. I'm short, and they say, yeah, okay. We're at the bare minimum. It's seen as a red flag if it's a one side. Yeah. Never piss off the mother. Yeah, don't make them. That's one thing I really didn't do, is make enemies out of my in-laws. They hated me for a while because they believe everything she said, and when I left, they realized, they looked around one day and see who was doing everything. It was them. The ex wasn't doing shit, and he was doing everything. He was taking care of the kids. He was making sure they were taken care of and cleaning and all this stuff. She wasn't doing shit. Oh, fuck, we were wrong. Now my former in-laws love me. So they don't talk to her at all. They'll talk to me. In fact, I just talked to my ex-mother-in-law about a week ago. Yeah, maybe I got in my head yesterday, but you were being tense as fuck, dude. Oh, Jesus, guy. Her mother was right, apparently. I noticed how my mom got in the way of his plans, so after he manipulated me into choosing him over her and making me cut off communications with her, it made her look like the bad guy to me. My relationship with mom never fully restored after this entire thing. Verbal abuse of leaving my computer to go make noodles. Huh? He got upset because you made something to eat? Jesus Christ. God, this is one of my examples I have is abusive verbal exchanges. For context, I told him that I need to go make a bowl of instant noodles. Back in 2017, I was a university student sharing a rented home with 5 other students and my brother. The gas stove that we shared was broken. The fire would not ignite. None of us had a lighter at the time. I was AFK for 40 minutes to fix my stove, make my food. My ex didn't approve of me being away for so long and blew up on me. He verbally berated me, insulted my intelligence, and manipulated me into believing I was in the wrong. He also took offense to the fact I asked my housemates to help me with the stove before him. Jesus Christ. But he lived across the ocean. Of course, I would ask him to help me fix it beforehand. Hey, can you come over and fix the stove? Yeah, I'll be there in about 14 hours. Can you hold out until then? Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wanting to screenshot something, but this is fucking stupid. I didn't think you were getting so worked up about misunderstanding. It's okay to disrespect. Okay, gotcha. I'm not trying to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck. Wrap your eyes. Well, calm your tits, douchebag. You know you didn't really want to say. Case in point. Dude, she just wanted me something to eat. Oh, God. I like Fruit smell. He goes full cycle here. Yeah. He's going nuts over fucking making instant noodles. And her having a broken stove and all this stuff. Like, if he was there, he should have fixed the fucking thing. But he lived in America. She's in Britain. Get over it. Yeah. You could have fucking gotten there. Is a terrorist threat in your. It's been over a week. Are you blind? There's a million different things that can. Jesus Christ. Oh. If you're worried about someone, you don't berate their intelligence. Well, I agree with that statement because goddamn. Total flipping out over nothing. So you don't care. I should have messaged you. The fact that I didn't cut anything. I do care. What the fuck? What the fuck you don't care for mom? I'm sorry. Why the fuck are you sorry? I'm worried about. It just shows how immature he is. I'm sorry. He just. On. What the fucking fuck? And let it go, dude. I mean, how long was this carried on for? This whole conversation. I mean, it starts at basically at 2 o'clock, and it carries on about the same fucking thing I mean, look at this. It's 220, 225. This is almost 30 minutes about fucking noodles. Wow. I mean, I don't really need to read all this. It's just like, I sent him a video of my stove not working. Use this as an opportunity to take control of the situation, choosing not to help me after all. 30 minutes. My stove was already fixed. I already cooked my food by this time in the conversation because I had my housemates to help. Since they own the house and share the stove, there was a total of 6 people in the house I live in who I go to first to help fix appliances at the house before getting on. Wow. It's still fucking going on. Still was literally, he equates that to being me incapable of using any. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, wow. I mean, I'm not reading the messages because I'm just amazed about how long it's still fucking going on. It's still going on. Why is he going on about this fucking stove for so much? It's almost been an hour. Now he's bringing up the dyslexia. Oh, dear God. He knows how right. He knows how right. He noticed how I was right in saying I never blame it on dyslexia and decided to move the focal point to the conversation to calling him ignorant when I said it early in the conversation before. He will always insult me, but I will always call him out on something or insult him back, and he suddenly gets offended. I felt like he purposely prided in poking me to get me to insult him back, so he had more reasons to treat me like garbage. And then, just this stuff fucking going on. Jesus. No, at this point, it would be a good recommendation for someone to go up to her and I would have said, no, you can just close Messenger. You know that, don't you? But he would complain. Then you turn the computer off and turn your phone off. Then you don't have to worry about it. But he'll get up. So who fucking cares? I bet if you do it for 2 days, you won't give a shit anymore. Because she let him go do something, and I'm assuming he thought she was. It doesn't fucking matter. It's like, I got noodles. Here's the show. If you're cheating on me. There's the fucking noodles. What do you think I'm doing with the noodles? I'm not doing that with the noodles. Even though your dick's about the size of one of these noodles, I'm still not doing it. See why I like horses? People suck. My recommendation as a friend of blood. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. It's still fucking going on. It just amazed me. He starts to mock me like a bully. I mean, I'm just I kind of glancing at the messages, but I'm looking at the time because it's an obsessive behavior trait here. Because this has gone all along. He's trying to take control of someone there's an ocean between you. What he doesn't realize, if any point in this time that she gets sick of it, she could just turn this shit off. She can delete her Facebook account, and just create another one. And not friend him, so she couldn't message her. It's just one of those things. It's been an hour, almost an hour now. Just no. It's just fucking ridiculous, dude. It's just ridiculous that he's going on and on and on. This all started over fucking noodles and a broken stove, and he's gone on full. He's had a psychotic break. Maybe he got fucked in the ass the day before. I don't know. Maybe he liked it. In the heated argument, he would frequently bring up times he threatened to leave me over something, and use the fact he didn't as evidence of me being impatient and somehow in the wrong. All this because I AFK to make food for 40 minutes. And this conversation continued on longer, but he continued. Wow. There was many instances. It's a good thing he didn't write letters. She'll have a book about the size of War and Peace for one conversation over a broken fucking stove. Well, I step away to talk to my friends. I AFK to focus on drawing art. Okay. Yeah, I would have liked this. When I was a single dad, I was part of a comic book message board, and we used to have Skype sessions every once in a while, and we all hung out, talked about comic books and other things. Politics came up, and this was when Obama just got elected as president, and somebody says, "Oh, we can't say a black man can't be president anymore." Well, somebody else went off and calling him a racist. And he says, "What the fuck are you talking about? All I said is a black man can be president. Isn't that a good thing? Does the Ku Klux Klan still exist?" This guy went off the deep end. Well, basically lines were drawn. I tried to play peacemaker, which bad fucking idea, because one of them had Asperger's. But anyway, basically the one that went off the deep end had Asperger's. This is a common trait with people that have Asperger's. They take an innocent comment a wrong way. And what happened was, I was like, I thought the situation was resolved, and then he contacted me via Facebook on Christmas Eve, and I'm a single father. It was a good Christmas Eve. I was doing pretty good financially. I was able to buy Christmas presents for my son, all that. Had it over at my ex-mother-in-law's house so we can all open up together on Christmas Day. Well, he contacted me on Christmas Eve, blowing up at me because, I talked to George. One of the other guys' name was George. Talked to him, we worked out, and he just like, "You shouldn't have gotten involved in all this shit, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, one, it's Christmas Eve. Two, you don't talk to me like that. So I don't care. I don't care who you are. You don't talk to me like that. And three, I'm blocking you because I'll never put up with this shit from anybody. And I blocked him. And he started a whole hate campaign against me. And that was the first time I dealt with a hate campaign. And let's just say I didn't deal with it very well. And that's when I just decided to leave that whole community. I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm just done. I'm not dealing with people like this and making me toxic and everything. I'm just done. I was in the States. He was mad. So he kicked me out of his house. All I had were the clothes I was wearing and my phone. I couldn't drive. I was unfamiliar with the area, alone in another country, far away from home. while he was having a trauma in his house. This was because he took me to a shooting range. I just want to watch him shoot and not participate. He was furious I was elected to shoot his gun and refused to speak to me for 2 days. He embarrassed me in public in front of his friends over something so minor. Since this happened in person, the screenshots were from after the fact when we talked about it. Hey, how you doing, bud? Lobo? A lobe? Yeah, we gotta read from the bottom. But entire 2 years I've been something I associate to he negative. But the entire 2 years have been something I associate to negative memories now. Okay, that's what. There's so many positive memories though. I had nobody in America, no family, no friends. You can't even drive. We had an argument. You kicked me out of your house. Or fuck that means. I don't know what I was doing. That was just you. Okay. I honestly thought we resolved this issue after I'd done that to you. Well, the issue was resolved regardless. You forced me out of the house. I don't think that's the correct way to treat a situation. I made a mistake, and you're correct. I'm only human. We all make mistakes. Is one of the many examples how he found a way to make sure there was never a right way for me to do something for him. I'll always be in the wrong. When I lived with 6 other students, we shared accommodations. We would often hang out in each other's rooms or to chat, play games, or just socialize. But also in the living room area for student friends who come in somewhere to sleep while looking for accommodation of their own. One night a friend had visited us, needed a place to sleep, so I used that night to socialize with them while I was texting my ex at the same time. I was planning to make dinner, then take a nap, then a video call the ex before the day ended. Even though my ex knew about this, he decided to start an argument about it for having a friend present and not wanting to call him at the exact moment that he basically wanted to call me regardless of who were around. I am only excluding the proportion of the conversation because his argument will last for hours, even days. It can be exhausting to read through. No shit! He's just chilling here for now, so I don't know why he's up in your area. Because he's one of my friends who ought to weigh a phone call. We put a friend who outweighed a phone call we're playing. Yes. No, I can kind of see if he was upset that it was a guy, but it just, the way this guy's behaved so much, it's no wonder she cheated. I'm sorry. It's not exactly, a person that establishes a healthy relationship. This very much so a textbook example of a toxic relationship. Someone that's over controlling, wants to control every aspect of your life, and doesn't give you the ability to make any decisions for yourself. This is obviously, I don't need to say, this is 100% toxic relationship, abusive, emotionally abusive, and so much for showing your boyfriend. A couple days later, I just started calling him when my friends were with me. He then had a problem with me not respecting his privacy and got offended. Okay, this is stupid. He got offended when I told him that my friend said his voice sounded cool for voice acting. When I don't call him in front of my friends, he doesn't like it. When I do call him in front of my friends, he doesn't like it. To say you have an amazing voice, you have a great voice for voice acting. It's true though. Why didn't you know? I always said it. I heard you talking to you on our phone once. Nice to know. What? I like my private. This guy. How long is this conversation gonna last for? When did it start? $11:52. I'm sure this is a lot longer. Yeah, I mean, at 11:52. This is almost 20-30 minutes long. Jesus Christ. I'm sure there's more to it. That's the sad part. We're looking at a psycho learning why he should stay single. We're looking at the Froot shit. He asked me to put makeup on when we video call because I wasn't pretty. I'll be honest with you. Okay, the way I feel about makeup, if women want to wear makeup, fine. You know, it's up to them. I really don't give a shit. I mean, I don't fall in love and get into a relationship because they look good in makeup. I prefer that they don't, so I can see. You know, I don't care if they have blemishes or whatever. It's not the reason why I really want to be with them. But hey, I was comfortable enough to be my human self around him for this. Not wearing makeup, wearing PJs, not doing my hair. He often called me ugly when I did this. There was a time around his friends wanted to do a video call with me, but I wasn't wearing makeup. I was wearing a dressing gown. I just got out of bed. He told me to put makeup on because I wasn't pretty enough for him. Blank has really high standards. He told me to put makeup on when we video call because he wanted to talk to the pretty me. She said his bitching can last for. Yeah. I never go out of my way to ask them to wear makeup. You know, it's got to be the woman's choice, you know? If you only like them with their makeup on, God forbid, you would hate to see when his shit gets runny. You thought it was ugly without makeup, man. The screenshot of me venting my brother about it. My brother heard everything my ex was putting me through and was it through when I was able to reconnect him after my ex cut me off from him. Another time he said I looked stupid and pulled a weird face when I was working on art commissions while video calling him. He often made unsavory comments about my looks, damaged my views myself permanently. Depression in this situation caused me to experience recurrent sleep paralysis, and sometimes I saw hallucinations in my room I'm confined in. After he manipulated me into feeling like I can't live without him, he broke up with me every time things didn't go his way to mess with my emotion or force me to change it for him. I was a spiraling loop of negative feelings. You're fucking signals now. Fucking good. See ya, asshole. Well, he dumped me. Want to chill with my room with me and... Why did he dump you, though? He did so much for him, though. Our relationship was unhealthy. My depression just increased. He caused me to lose motivation living, apparently. I didn't do enough. I mean, you did so much for him, even long distance relationship. Did your relation cause the depression or make it increase? Again, talking to my brother about these instances where it happened, it breaks my heart to read it past me talking not wanting to live. I'm grateful to get away from all this and be alive today and given the opportunity to become my real self. Okay, hold on, let me see. I experience a trigger when people are raging rage gaming, because it somehow forced my brain to really forces my brain to believe that blank is back shouting at me and belittling me, but I don't tell people because I should get over it. Yeah. Yeah, he ended it and supposedly he cheated. The experience has changed the way I take in the world. I slowly come back out of my shell. I have all my friends, my family, my community, and Vshojo to oh no. That didn't age well. The Vshojo part, that didn't really age well. But it was there at a time when she needed it, and it was helpful. But okay, that really didn't age well. Near the end of my graduation, my university degree, I just spent the last 2 years working towards. He was impatient and needed me to live in America ASAP. Luckily, I was set up on finishing my degree before making life-changing decisions like that. But he berated me for me. Ultimately, my mental health got in such a bad way. I took an entire year off attaining my degree and had to repeat the final year. Uh-huh. Jesus, this guy. He often talked to me about how much of an awful person his ex-wife was and compared me to her. He talked about how I was just like his ex-wife and reminded him of all the times what he was also saying the most awful things about her. He made me believe she was a terrible person with how many negative stories he shared with me regarding her, and made me believe I was just as bad. I would tell him I don't like being compared to other people regardless, because being a twin my whole life. Okay, this conversation. Then you became her. I used to be optimistic about everything. Oh, I know. Now you make me want to kill myself. Then just fucking do it and make everybody's day. With how you're not awesome, blank as you used to be, and you do nothing to fix yourself. You're happily being a depressive woman. Dude, you told her to get the fuck over there and not finish her degree. And now you're upset? Fuck off. When I came into depression, I actually tried more than once to help myself. I went to see my GP about my depressive episode I was going through. She told me to sort out my relationship before she could help me and sent me home. I was too scared to seek help after that. And now I'm too scared to see a doctor about anything unless it's physically wrong with me. I have much more proof about the abuse that I faced back then, but I've been trying to make this document for a whole year now. I decided there's no value in putting my time and energy into this anymore. I'm closing this chapter of my life. I finally be able to come to terms with what happened and would like to move on. This is closure for myself. I would like to focus on continuing bringing music, art, gaming content to my community. That's all I wish to do. After these events, I now suffer from depression, increased levels of anxiety, and agoraphobia. I'm struggling to deal with friends and family getting too close to me, and often drift myself away from fear of getting hurt again. The home I self-isolate in is a safe place, and VTubing, drawing art, making music, and playing games is what I found enjoyment in. I know how valuable time is, so I won't take up too much of yours. Too late! Oh, I'm sorry. I always make that joke when someone does that. Don't let others tell you how to view people. Make judgments on your own terms by your own experience. Thank you. Wow. Just wow. And there was repercussions from this document. No, she still got called slut or whore and all this stuff. Even after this document came out. Oh, you cheated on a military personnel. Now they're fucking gods on earth. They're able to walk on water and all this shit. You know, they're human beings. There's pieces of shit in the military too. You know? I should know. I was in the military. I see the pieces of shit. Now, that will I want them to have my back in a battlefield situation? Yeah. But other than that, you know, I feel sorry to the people that were married to. You know? Wait, he ended it, but she was supposed to, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, the thing I got out of this whole document is that she got into a relationship that she didn't really want to get into. She knew she was too young for it, and there were so many things she wanted to do for her own life goals, and he wouldn't let her. Every time she tried to, you know, make herself better, he had a problem with. So yeah, Cinder's friends couldn't make a halfway decent document and was able to walk away pretty much scot-free. Life isn't fair. Brandon, like I said before, that narrative is changing. A lot of people are questioning that document now. There's a lot of things in that document that doesn't add up. You know, the time frames. I'm not talking about the DMs being out of order as far as dates and times. It's like, you were good for this for 2 years, you were okay with this. Now it's a problem. All right. And people will begin to realize, hey, this person's saying this and this person didn't say anything at all. Redacted said this stuff. Cinder did. And every time I read that document, I constantly find something new to support the claim that Cinder wasn't aware of exactly what's going on, which makes sense. I mean, there's a reason why you got a manager, for them to take care of the business side of your career, so you can concentrate on the entertainment side. Now, legally, she has to take responsibility for her manager's action, and she should have been aware of what he was saying. But in reality, that's not how it works. The reality is, an entertainer wants to concentrate on the entertaining part of his actors, singers, whatever. Want to concentrate on their craft. They don't want to have to deal with the merchandise or setting up an event, you know, all this shit. They want a manager to do that for them, so they can concentrate on being an entertainer. In Froot's case here, she got harassed over a toxic relationship, which explains why, if she did actually cheat, who gives a fuck with how many? You know? She was 19 years old. You shouldn't have been married. You should have just been dating at that point. No. That's the truth. You shouldn't have gotten into a serious relationship yet. You're not mature enough to deal with it. Emotionally mature enough to deal with a serious relationship, because no, the most serious relationship you had at 19 is what you went through in high school. Okay, and very rarely does those relationships last beyond high school. Okay, my son is married to his high school sweetheart. They've been together for 20 years. All right, but that's a rarity compared to the norm. Most people don't get their high school relationships are pretty much over with when they go to college, because a lot of time they go to separate colleges, no separate things. Not saying they may not come together later down in life, but it is what it is.